It is said food has no soul. You as a cook put soul to the food, and that makes all the difference. Welcome everybody. Here with us is Vanja Bernobic, and he is said to be a man with a food for soul. His channel name is Food for Soul. He's a master chef and he's specialized with cooking vegetarian food. He comes from Croatian background. He has traveled around the world. He has worked in various countries, and now he's back to Croatia with his roots, and he's going to share with us about Croatian food culture, how he introduced vegetarian food into the culture, and what changed his life. So let's welcome Vanja. Welcome, Vanja, to Life Sutra Show.
Thank you, Jane.
And I'm very curious about what happened in your life that, first of all, tell us something about your journey as a cook.
Okay, thank you for having me in this show. I started really as a cook when I was from young age working in the kitchen or helping my grandma, helping my mom. Mainly we started with sweets. I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, I must say. So that was the beginning, really. I wasn't a vegetarian to start with, but I've always loved vegetables, fruits. What kind of opened my eyes was the fact that the food or the meat that was available wasn't really up to scratch. And
okay. Yeah. So what do you mean by it was not available up to scratch?
Right.
It's something which inspired you, or something that brought up some consciousness that shifted.
Absolutely. Yes. So when I say it's not up to scratch, or I thought it wasn't up to scratch, there was, I used to live in London when I turned vegetarian, and over there it was considered really like a good choice or a normal choice to make, really. But what triggered it is there were so many different types of chicken, and every nation, every religion was open to chicken. And I did a bit of maths and tried to figure out, like, so many thousands and million people in one city, and they're all eating chicken. Where does it all come from? And the chicken was, the most popular cuts of meat were his breast, really, or sometimes wings. But again, how many where does it all come from? And then on the supermarket shelves, you have so many different types of chicken available in UK. Corn-fed, which is all a natural yellow, orange, organic, non-organic. So I was wondering, like, I was working in the kitchen at the time, chicken breast was all puffed up and swollen, but there was no fiber, nothing to it. And then I realized, most of the chicken doesn't get out, doesn't move out, doesn't live a life really that was intended to live. It serves just the purpose of feeding thousands of people, and for that reason it needs to be really reared quickly, and it grows in conditions with lights, so it thinks it's like daylight, and it keeps feeding, and all the story made me really feel sad, and I wasn't impressed with it.
Okay. So it's since how many years you are vegetarian?
15 years now. Okay. Yes.
Okay. What are some of your favorite vegetarian ingredients?
Right. I like vegetables per se as they are. Yeah, I do eat dairy as well, and the combination with some spices is what I like most, really. In particular, I like lots of soups, cream soups, creamy soups. I like Mediterranean combinations, but also I'm always open to international or all other cuisines available.
What's your favorite cuisine?
A difficult question. I really like Mediterranean. It's the flavors of home, but I'm open. I'm really liking Indian food, Italian, Spanish has few twists, but very nice. I find Middle Eastern as well, which is quite a few spices there as well, and nice fresh combinations.
So coming back to your channel, Vanya, why did you name it as Foods for Soul?
Right. Yes, good question. Food as I'm a foodie, and soul because I think I'm trying to bring soul to the food. Also, there is the idea of being vegetarian is as well looking after, in a sense, after the environment, after our spiritual potential to grow. And I think we have it, and we have to nurture this possibility. And that's
Okay.
in a nutshell.
In your last 15 years of being vegetarian, do you see some change in your mind, in your soul, or in your health also? Some aspects that you can share with us that you see has changed?
Absolutely. I feel much calmer. I feel my digestion is really light, and I feel as well like I'm not, in a sense, contributing to some unethical practices in farming, and that makes me also happier because that's what I stand behind, and I do, or I don't participate in some things which make me a bit sad and worried, and that's the idea behind it.
So today I had a privilege to eat some food which was prepared by Vanya, and delicious. And if you can see, we are surrounded by nature, and he picked some of the things from the garden, from his garden. I think his garden has varieties of spices and some fruits, vegetables. So, Vanya, why do you think that the practice of using your own garden for cooking has some benefits?
Oh yes,
Other than economic benefits?
Yeah, absolutely. Not just economic, but yeah, there is a reduction in carbon footprint, really. The idea of using local food is nothing really new in the world of cuisine. It's something that's really a trend, and but the benefit of it is as well, it's the freshest possible, really, isn't it? It's the local, and this carbon footprint. I think it's really important to where we live, our home earth, and nothing better if you can go to the source and pick it up yourself.
Yes, I think I read it somewhere that most of the foods that we eat sourced from supermarket. For us, it's like we are going few kilometers away, but sometimes even a local food has to travel so much before it reaches us, and it's certainly not environment friendly.
Absolutely, yes. And there is as well some practices which are not I would say even on the verge of not being very ethical, but they are done to preserve the freshness of the produce. Some fruits and vegetables get picked up a bit earlier, and then there is that aspect of maturing somewhere. The fruit and vegetables should be ideally picked when it's ripe. But then again, this practice is common because of the logistics. Yeah.
Yeah. I will ask you some quick questions, and
Sure.
let's try to hear from Vanya some of his secret tips about cooking. So, Vanya, tell me 3 things that you must have in your kitchen all the time.
For me, must have, okay, apart from the salt, pepper, and other spices, I would say is good quality oil. Here in the Mediterranean, we're blessed with the fact that we have olive oil, different types. I would say also for me, ghee is another important ingredient to have handy. We make it at home, and those are really key for me. Then again, if you have fresh local source vegetables, then you're ready to create something, a dish.
So, Vanya, second question to you. Suppose you only have 15 minutes.
Sure.
And you want to surprise your partner with good food. What will you cook?
15 minutes, not much, but perhaps a nice salad. Salads are really fast to make. If you have few leaves at home, chop tomato, cucumber, or fennel even, yes, to get the crunchiness to it. Also, what goes well with salad would be toasted seeds or nuts even. Yeah, so that's one of the quickest,
healthy, and probably wholesome food also.
Sure.
Okay. Now let me twist the question. Suppose you have 1 hour and you have your friends coming over to you for dinner. What will you cook for them?
Right. Rice seems to be one of the food items that I really love, and it can be cooked quickly. With it, I would say even dal, which is a lentil soup stew, would be a nice thing to do. Again, depends on the season, how hot it is, how hungry we are. But yeah, those are.
Okay. So dal and rice, lentil and rice is a quick go.
Yes.
For dinner.
Yeah.
And would you, if you have to quickly make some drinks or sweets, what will you do?
I have this recipe for white chocolate mousse, which is really light and contains ricotta, mascarpone cheese, and white chocolate. That's really very decent and quick recipe. The other thing that springs to mind, which I really like, not as a dessert, but sweet that you can have any time of the day if you're a bit peckish, and which is flapjack. Yeah, made with oats, apple puree, and you can add to it dry fruits, nuts, date and walnut seem to be, for me, is a winning combination as well.
So, Vanya, we would request you to create video for each of these items.
Okay, will do.
So, we will learn from your expertise. All right, now, let me go back to where we started about, food for soul and vegetarianism. Do you think that it's a healthier way for environment? It is a healthier way for sustainability?
Absolutely, yes. I think there are some practices in farming that are driven by financial gain. And well, I think it's a healthier option for sure. Yes, one could say there is pesticides in farming, used in farming. Yes, absolutely. The choices we can make can influence really the choice of food, or how the food is produced, can make a huge difference. The footprint of eating vegetables is much lower, I would dare to say, than it is if you're not vegetarian. We're given, one could say we're visitors on planet Earth. We're here on a journey. We need to look after it, and vegetarianism, I think it is one of the ways to look after it. So I would stop there,
Yes.
or I could go on about it, but yeah.
Yeah, that's deep and that's meaningful. I think a lot of insights about why one should look for, more environment-friendly ways of eating. So thank you, Vanya. Thank
Pleasure.
you for
Thank you,
being
Jane.
with us on this Live Sutra channel. And before we wind up, one final questions to you. In Croatian food, how did you introduce vegetarian options?
Good question. Yes. Vegetarian options are available in Croatian food. They're not maybe considered. Lots of people are still the main diet they have is meat. Meat generally is the central part of someone's dish. But when you look at it, there is so much going on and so many vegetables available in Croatia. So, condiments, sides, fruits, vegetables are available. So it's not difficult to kind of omit the meat. Sometimes protein can be a bit of a challenge, or something to look after, and that protein can come from different sources. I would say lentils, very good source, beans, peas, brilliant choice as well. Also, there is seitan that comes from wheat gluten. Soya is also an option. Maybe not, it shouldn't be the main option. And variety also needs to be available on the plates, really. So, and if you wanted to switch for a while to a vegetarian diet, you realize that there are so many combinations and dishes available, and one discovers different ways of using those vegetables, grains. Some grains are still considered a bit like foreign or different, but becoming a vegetarian, you end up looking locally and looking at your own cuisine, but also you get inspiration as well from every other cuisine that has more different variety, I would say, even. Yeah.
Thank you, Vanya. Thank you
Pleasure.
so
Thank
much
you, Jane, for having
for this interview. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and also follow Vanja Bernobic. He's there on Instagram, and surely follow his channel Food for Soul, where he will share many recipes, tips and techniques of quick and healthy food eating. Thank you, Vanja. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you for having me. Thank you.